Yep. I guess our train's late. Dear Tim and Moby, can you help me with distance, rate, and time problems? From Jack. I have trouble with those too, but they're not so bad once you take them apart. The first thing to know is the formula. Distance equals rate times time. We can also say that rate equals distance divided by time, and time equals distance divided by rate. This formula can help you solve all sorts of problems. Well, like problems involving distance, rate, and time. Listen. Two trains are traveling in between Detroit, Michigan, and Los Angeles, California on the same track. Their trips start at the same time. The track is 3,600 kilometers long. Train A is traveling from LA to Detroit at a rate of 80 kilometers per hour. Train B is flying along from Detroit to LA and at 100 kilometers per hour. How long will it take for the two trains to meet? It's a good idea to read the problem a few times before you do anything. Okay, we need to draw a diagram. We know that the length of track from LA to Detroit is 3,600 kilometers, so let's put that in. And we know that train A is starting in LA and train B is starting in Detroit. We know that A is traveling at a rate of 80 kilometers per hour and B is traveling at a rate of 100 kilometers per hour. Right, now we build an equation. We know the rates. And we don't know the times yet, but we do know that each train will travel for the same amount of time. Well, they both left at the same moment, so when they meet, they'll have been traveling for the same amount of time. The unknown travel time of each train can be expressed by the variable t. If rate times time equals distance, then the distance train A travels is 80t, and the distance train B travels is 100t. We know one other thing. The distance between Detroit and LA is 3,600 kilometers. So the distance each train travels before they meet up with each other has to equal 3,600 kilometers. And there's our equation. 80t plus 100t equals 3,600. We just have to solve for t. Let's go back to our table and plug in our t value. So, in 20 hours from the time they left, train A will have traveled 1,600 kilometers and train B will have traveled 2,000 kilometers. They will meet at the point on the track that is 1,600 kilometers from LA and 2,000 kilometers from Detroit. So, our answer is the trains will meet 20 hours after they left. There, just remember that distance equals rate times time, and you'll do okay. Hey, what time is our train supposed to be here? Why don't we just look at the schedule?